This video is deliberate on our part, and it is intentional to encourage students and entrepreneurs and investors among us to look the way of Nigerian Stock Exchange or stock exchange globally for investment. Now we are talking about how to invest in Nigerian Stock Exchange. Student of Strategic Financial Management, now we'll be having a practical class, so to speak. We are to go by our studies, because this is one of the areas in which our studies will touch on. Now we want to practicalize it, which can also equally help us to make money. So without any further ado, we go straight into SFM practical, how to make and invest in Nigerian Stock Exchange step by step. I need to make a point first of all that it contains basically two steps, not to simplify or oversimplify, and also not to introduce us to something that we may not be able to do by ourselves. It's a thing that we can do by ourselves, especially for us that are accountants to be, or accountant or experienced entrepreneur. So the caveat is ensure that you have more knowledge about stock exchange and the like, but we are introducing us into it, right? Well, basically it's into two steps. You will see that there are other things that we want to touch on, which we've arrowed down on, but we go step by step into them. But basically, you need to open a brokerage account with a stockbroker. A stockbroker is a person that has been licensed to practice brokerage of security in any country. So you need to open an account with any of your choice. And like I said before, we are making this video basically for knowledge sake. We are not affiliated with any brokers and the like. It's simply for education and to guide and introduce us into what we've been learning, or what some of us actually would like to also know about being in our field. Now that you've opened an account, you need to start trading. But when we just say start trading, does not mean that you just go and start trading. There are some things that you need to do and some things that you need to know. So what are the things? As you want to trade, you need to fund the account that you've opened. That comes logically, right? So your stockbroker will have given you their financial institutions account number and account details that you can pay into, and having deposited into it, you will need to wait for a while so that they can credit your account. Don't forget that after they've received your credit, that you've made payment into the organization, now the stockbroker, now they will pay into your stock brokerage account. So it may take some few hours the like. Now it doesn't take days. So, and after that, you will need to mandate the stockbroker whether you want to buy, whether you want to sell. So what is a mandate? A mandate, simply put, is an authorization, an instruction from you to your stockbroker that they should either buy on your behalf or sell on your behalf. So that is what a mandate is, or mandates are. And before we move on to transactions fee, I need to let you equally know that as much as there are physical stockbrokers accounts in which you need to sign a mandate on paper and the like, stockbrokers now they are online and they have apps. So therefore, you may not necessarily need to sign a physical mandate form, but you are going to sign a digital mandate. And also, unlike before, that you rely on the knowledge and experience of your broker. Now, if you open accounts with a stockbroker or stock brokerage firm that has platform, I mean online platform, you can trade by yourself. You can buy by yourself or sell by yourself. So you now see why knowledge is key now, as we are shooting this video on how to invest in Nigerian stock exchange. Steps to follow. Even overseas, the same is applicable. Once you understand how the market functions, security exchange market function, you can trade anywhere. So your mandate now could be physical and could be digital. Now you could mandate that they should trade on your behalf, and you could trade on your on behalf of yourself, if there's anything like that, so to speak. So you can mandate yourself, you can trade by yourself. Now knowledge is key. Now, everything being said and done, there are transaction fees that you will need to bear in mind, especially by the time you want to sell. You must factor in the transaction fees when you are buying. And I'm going to show us right away now the a sample. This is just a sample, please. This is just a sample of a very small transaction. I hope we can see it. I hope we can see it. So this is an example of a transaction. Small transaction, by the way, but it's enough for us to understand what we need to know. Transaction fees are broken down in this format, and you will see the first one is brokers commission. And this brokerage fee will vary from one broker to the other. So this is the brokerage fee. So it varies from one broker to the other. I hope you can see it. Okay, so you need to know the brokers you are subscribing to, what their brokerage fee is. Having said that, then you need to understand this one is static. This one I'm mentioning now, they are static. The Nigerian Stock Exchange fee is 0.3% of whether you are buying, the amount you are buying, or the amount you've sold. Then CSCS fee. CSCS simply means Central Security Clearing System. Central Security Clearing System. So what do they do, and what's the function of this that makes them to be charging you when you are transacting? So it's basically it's a depository. CSCS is a depository of all your accounts. You know, before we used to have all those our certificates in physical on paper, and we keep a ton of them at home, and if flood or anything happen, they could be destroyed, and it becomes very cumbersome to get your layhold on your share that you actually possess them, and a lot has happened then. But now you have it digitalized and is housed by the Central Security Clearing System. Of course, it's an organization too. So their work is to computerize and act as depository, clearing, settlement, and delivery system for all your security transactions on the stock exchange. And that is why they are charging you for. So their fee too is basically standard, just like the stock exchange too is standard. So also you will be receiving alert, just as your financial institution give you alert or gives you alert rather anytime you transact. So also CSCS will alert you, and for that it's a fixed charge, which is 4 kobo, 4 naira 30 kobo, 4 naira 30 kobo per transaction that you had made. Then the Security Exchange Commission fee too will charge you, and stamp duty will charge you if need be. Majority of time is equally fixed, is 0.08 at this particular point in time. So basically this is how will I put it, is introduction into how to transact, how to make money, even with the knowledge that we've had as maybe students or as investors looking to where to invest, as chartered accountants or entrepreneur, or any field we have. Of course, the market is always volatile as it has always been, but I could tell you, I think since 2008, in the midst of that, you will remember 2008, I've been into buying and selling of shares, and I can tell you I've burnt my fingers sometimes and had equally made profit many times. So in the time of inflation is a good venture, especially for us that has investment as one of our major area, chosen area as a career. And that is why we are practicalizing, or tipping us to practicalize what we've learnt. Practice what you preach, as they say. So if you need any further clarification, if you need any guidance so far, please, I'm not operating a brokerage firm. I'm a chartered accountant, I'm an auditor in practice and the like. This is experiential, and I teach just as we are on this GJAMES Associates YouTube channel, which I would love that you subscribe to. But please, you need to learn more. This is just introduction, but I guarantee you this is a good area to look at, especially during inflation, to put your money and you could make money at the end of the day. Like us, comment, reach out to us if need be, and don't forget to subscribe and click all notification. Like and share to other people. We shall be looking into so many other aspects of our syllabus and bring out both practical and in theory those topics and knowledge sharing time together that we know will benefit you. Benga Olatunji FCA is my name. We pride ourselves that we are value to life, we are value to your businesses. So if you've enjoyed value and received the value, Why not subscribe to GJAMES and tell others to tell others about GJAMES Associates?